everybody, and we're here at Waverly Tigers, and my name is Dante Appling, and this coverage for this baseball game is provided by Total Media Sports. Like I said, it's almost first pitch of the coaches meeting is happening right now, and ladies and gentlemen, do we have a good one for you today? The Waverly Tigers of their 3 home game stretch. So this weekend as well as next week they'll be away on the road. They're going to be facing teams Webster, Portsmouth West, Valley, Meigs, Wheelersburg. Those are some big conference games, but especially Wheelersburg as well as Valley. On the flip side, Minford Falcons, the challengers. Oh, the big boys, the Goliath in this situation. 9-1 is their record coming in with a comp. These boys have been phenomenal. Double-digit wins across the series, across their schedule so far. Their only loss came, I believe, Valley, which was a conference game for them. They lost 6-0, and that was an unfortunate one for Minford Falcons, just because they sit for third division, this third conference of Southern Ohio baseball, and a big win against Valley would help them to take that number 1 seed. But now they sit at number 3. The Goliaths, well, they're number 4 in D5 baseball. These guys are phenomenal at what they do. They got 6 starting seniors across this roster, and they are Mason Bradley, the star of the show, which he will be starting tonight. So we'll be seeing a lot of him. But again, like I've said, their offensive power. 10-1 win, 16-2, 11-1, 15-5. They've been nothing but exceptional across the past year and a half. Davis has been coaching for at least 16 years is what I believe, but we will be doing the anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send it to a quick break for lineups and get some popcorn or water. We'll be back in a bit.
Botkin Hornback Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly. Serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136. or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chillicothe or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport & Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The national anthem is done. It has been commenced. And I am excited. We are excited to get this series underway. Again, Minford Falcons taking on your Waverly Tigers. On a little bit more history about these two teams. They've played a total of 12 times. Minford has won the series overall. They are 9-3. However, last year wasn't a good year for them. 2 out of losses came to the Waverly Tigers. They lost to them 12-2 and 11-3. However, this year is different. Minford came in, started April 6th. It was a close one. I would like to say Spriggs was pitching that one because from what we've seen, Spriggs has been the starting pitcher, the force their defense. But on the mound tonight, we're going to be seeing Landon Remy. He's the senior, and this is going to be a big one for him. A big one for Waverly overall, just heading into this half schedule where they're seeing more road games. It's going to be awesome to see what they can do if they get a win from here. But again, Minford Falcons have a program record of 159 wins, 77 losses, and only 1 tie. Again, if Eli Daniels has been the head coach for 16 years, there hasn't been a coach listed since like 2010. He's done nothing but build this, as well as Bob Daniels. I believe his father has been helping him by at least the 4 years. Mason Bradley. We're looking at Ty Borland, who's a senior. Max Lauder, Carter Frage. Game underway, ladies and gentlemen. The first leadoff batter for Minford Falcons, Max Lauder, who is the second baseman for them, and Lauder on the year has a batting average of 4. He has 4 hits, and his on-base percentage is .417. So if you're asking me what the difference is, well, the batting average is how many hits, whereas on-base percentage also counts for walks, errors, drop third strikes. So Max Lauder to go deep into the count. First pitch from Landon Remy is a ball. A little high in the zone, the umpire thinks. And we haven't seen yet on the mound. I'm excited to see what he can bring. He's one of those tool pitchers they have in the back shed that really brings a break in a lot of these stretches. You're looking at Xander Toller. He comes in on the mound. Caleb Cox, the shortstop, has stepped in a few times. We saw on Tuesday. And the third pitch from Remy is a high ball to the backstop. So, hasn't gotten much under his belt. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm excited he has an ERA of 4, so that's a little high for pitchers, but again, he hasn't had many appearances. Fourth pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike, right down the middle. Slaughter, he's an attentive one, so he will not swing if the count goes to 3-0. Usually that's the green light to watch a pitch, but on the outside, ball 4. And now Mason Bradley will be coming up to bat. Just first on a walk. And for Remy, he's allowed 12 runs. 8 of them have been accounted for him. There's a difference. There's a difference between runs allowed and earned runs against the pitcher. And for Remy, well, 8 runs have runs just don't account any errors that have happened during the play. Remy tries to do a pickoff as he's a left-handed pitcher. Always easier you're facing the base towards if you're a pitcher. And Max Lauder does have to be careful over there on first. This team, an aggressive one at that. Minford Falcons like to steal the bases. They have 13 stolen on the year. He's still trying to find his groove for yet again another ball. Checks way at. So he's in there for a strike. Now at a 1-1 count. Still has to be attentive of Lauder. If you're Mason Bradley, again, we talk about him being the star. He's pitching for Minford. An aggressive one at bat too. Foul tip goes to the Cars. And for Bradley, he has an average batting percentage of .333. He is a slugger. He's got 1 double, 1 triple. He's got 1 stolen base and 3 hits. So for Bradley, he is one that will fight on the count as well. He is one that will fight the experience. These are two different teams right now. You have a very inexperienced Minford Falcons, and you have a very unexperienced Waverly team with a lot of sophomores, freshmen. Again, we talk about Tyler Baleen starting. He's the freshman at second. Pitch on the way, still a ball. Tried to get that lower left corner. Remy thought he had it. The umpire says no, and now we're at a 2-2 count. Remy could get away here. Has 1 ball to give. Pitch is on the way. It's up high. Bradley lays off. So Remy now at a full count early on. Already 10 pitches for 2 batters. He's thrown a lot of attention at Lauder on first base, who I don't think is going to be stealing because Cage Alexander has 3 stolen attempts on the year. So again, if you're Minford, you like to steal. Well, you have to worry about Cage Alexander and Caleb Cox, that duo. Oh, high pitch. Bradley chased. Strike 3. Remy sits him down, and that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Waverly Tigers.
Number 15, correction, 19, Borland.
Ty Borland up to bat. Another senior on this roster. And he has a batting average of just 500, .500. His on-base percentage is .545, so a lot of it has come with hits. He is a very contact hitter as well. Tries swing at the first pitch. It's a changeup there from Remy, a little off speed. Did dip down low, but it was handled by Cage Alexander in the dirt. Max Lauder stays on first. 0-1 count for Remy. Hasn't started many counts so far, at least for the first 2 batters ahead, but here he is. The pitch is on the way. Bunt is shown. It's low. No steal attempt there. And going back to those bunt situations, first game I was here for Waverly was against South Webster. Their defense held strong. The pitching from Spriggs was exceptional, but it was South Webster's ability not to lay down a bunt in the dirt that kept a lot of runners left on base. So if you're Minford Falcons, what do you do as the 3rd pitch of the count was in there for a strike? However, it was tipped to the Cars by Ty Borland. So Remy now ahead in the count, 1-2. Can go with some off-speed stuff. Hasn't attacked, but he has thrown many high pitches. So can he get him to chase? Ooh, right across the letters, but yet again, still high, the umpire says, as Remy now at a 2-2. Going back to those bunt scenarios, it was the defense that kept Waverly in that game against South Webster. But Remy now sets. The pitch is in. Tie. Backs off as the ball was inside, and yet again another 3-2 count for Remy himself. Waverly as a team has allowed 54 hits and 47 runs, so we'll see what happens here. As Remy delivers a foul tip to the backstop. Borland is fighting. And again, this Minford team just so experienced across the first 4, 5, 6 batters. Not many pitches will get by them. Remy got the first strike on Borland with a changeup, but now that he's seen it before, I don't know if he's going to be too caught off guard. But we'll see what Remy does. I want to see a fastball. I want to see a fastball down the middle here. A pickoff attempt to Lauder. Doesn't happen as Nisley wasn't able to corral that there, but Lauder didn't have much of a lead, so he was safe nonetheless. Remy at 17 pitches already. 2 of these batters have gone to full counts. A little reset for both guys. Again, Remy, Landon Remy, a senior on this roster. One that tries to look to lead, but a fastball down low. Braden got for it. Got to hit it to the outfield. A dive by the left fielder was able to stop it from going to the fence. That's Hud Harris. However, Lauder already made his way to third.
27. Crazy.
So a single from Borland turns into 2 bases for Max Lauder. And now they got a runner in scoring position. As now Carter Frage Frage. I don't know how you say this last name, but we're gonna go with it. Frage is up to bat. And for Frage, he's got a batting average of .571. So again, another great person to have with runner scoring position. Fastball down the middle, hit to center field. That's Braylon Spriggs. Runner tags up, throw to the plate. Is it on time? It's not. Lauder's going to score, and Minford Falcons are going to take the lead. 1-0. The second out of the inning came to Carter Frazier's pop sack fly. However, Ty Borland did not move. So, Borland still at first. 1-0 is the lead. And now Colby Mullins is going to be up to bat for Minford. We're already on the 5th batter. Remy's already thrown 19 pitches. There's the 20th. There's a foul tip for strike 1. And for Colby Mullins, well, hasn't had many plate appearances. He's got 1 plate appearance. Actually, no, I take that back. Has had many plate appearances. 19 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. His batting average, though, is not the best, .100. So this guy gets on many different ways. Walks, drop thirds, errors. He's one that finds his way on base creatively. And those are the most annoying pitcher, because you can be pitching good, but if you have a guy that's just looking for the walk or maybe getting on due to a drop third and your catcher isn't able to find the ball, it's unfortunate. It's frustrating. You have to go to the next batter. You're 2 outs in an inning. You're 1 away, and we still keep continuing. We'll see if that's the situation for Remy. As the count is 1-1. 3rd pitch on the way. It is a check swing to the second baseman. Tyler Baleen isn't able to corral it. The throw to Nisley gets behind him. Cage slips, so that's going to be third base open for Ty Borland. And the errors just trickle right there. If you're Waverly Tigers, runners in scoring position yet again. Third base, first base. What are you going to do if you're Mark Napier? Nate Napier. So Colby Mullins reaches on an air, and now we're going to see a mound visit. Again, we talk about this inexperienced Waverly team. That was Baleen at second. He's a freshman. Nisley on first is a sophomore. But due to Baleen trying to force the out at first after he bobbled it, it was a hard throw. It was a quick one. I don't think Nisley was expecting it to come out that quick, especially from a second baseman. You know, they're the shortest, so they have the most time to get a runner out, which always, when you bobble it, they get to those teetering positions of, hey, do I throw it? Do I eat it? Baleen thought he had a chance, whipped it on over there, and Nisley just wasn't able to catch it. But now, again, runners on third and first for Napier. What is he going to do? First pitch on the way is low. And for Mark Napier, He has a batting average of .286. Second pitch on the way, off the end of the bat. Caleb Cox has got to come get it. Did he get him in time? He did indeed! To get out of the inning, Caleb Cox on a slow ground ball is able to whip it on over to first. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tigers up to bat.
Going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What do we celebrate?
I just bundled.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name.
Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So, the Waverly Tigers only allow one in that scenario due to some slow ground balls and some juggles by the middle infield, who I was going to highlight. Caleb Cox got that third out and was impressive play because he usually plays deep at shortstop, but now to lead off is Cage Alexander. So are they going to be able to turn the tide offensively? And if there's one man to do it, well, I trust Cage Alexander. He is a double, triple machine for Waverly. 9 hits on the year, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 10 RBIs. Batting average of a .33, and his on-base percentage is .457. So he is facing Mason Bradley, who has already thrown 2 quick balls, and the third one's on the way. Cage Alexander pops up to midfield. It's a blooper. Everybody running. It's going to get down for a hit. So Cage, yet again, continues his spree of hits. He was 3 for 3, I believe, on Tuesday. Don't know how he was at Wheelersburg, but he starts off greatly for Waverly as a blooper gets down for a single. And offensively, Waverly Tigers trust their most to the top of the order. You got Alexander, you got Cox, you have Spriggs, Toller, who all do it. Cox lays down a bunt. It actually hit, popped up to the pitcher, advanced the runner, and Cox did his job. So Cage Alexander gets to second as already. First out of the inning is there. Great job from
now batting number 12.
Mason Bradley as he was able to come off the mound and corral that. But Spriggs is also a double machine as well. He's got 2 on the year and 1 triple. So if there's anything, they have somebody in scoring position. Waverly on the offense trying to tie things up already. First pitch to Spriggs is down low for a ball. And we're going to see a little bit of a catcher and pitcher meeting right now from Colby Mullins and Mason Bradley. A little bit more about Spriggs. He's got a batting average of on-base percentage of .371. So 11 hits on the year for him, 12 RBIs. Again, this top 3 so important for Waverly. Kind of shooting it into the hands of Spriggs for a double. Pitch on the way, just maybe inside a bit, but now a 2-0 count to Spriggs. It's Mason Bradley also starting out like Remy, just trying to find his way around the plate. It's usually what happens when that's in there for a strike. I was going to say, if that wasn't, I don't know where the strike zone's going to be here today, but third pitch is on the way for a strike 2-1 count. But as I was saying, Mason Bradley, Landon Remy usually takes the first few batters to figure out how they want to attack the zone. As fifth pitch on the way, and that's Spriggs into left field. Cage Alexander rounding the bases. The left fielder isn't able to catch it, bobbled it in his glove, and Cage Alexander scores for Waverly to tie things up. From second to home, Spriggs sends Alexander.
0, Xander Toller.
And now the man with 2 home runs on the year for Waverly, only as a freshman. Mr. Big Bad Toller steps into the box. Bradley at 8 pitches. The 9th one for him counts as a strike on the outside. Toller takes it. So for Toller, he's also got a batting average of .367, 11 hits, 7 of them are singles, and again, like I said, 2 home runs for him. He's got 12 RBIs as well. He leads the team with Braylon Spriggs. So those two together really combine for a lot of their runs. And again, it's these first 4 and leading into the 5th batter they really trusted, as Toller got the end of that one, popped it up, however, to the Cars. So everybody stays where they are. Toller attacks the third pitch. It's into right field. Opposite hit. The right fielder is able to grab it. There was a lot of hang time on that, and that's the senior Ty Borland. So Braylon Spriggs is going to stay at first. Nobody moves in the game, all knotted up at 1.
Number 16, Landon Remy.
And here is Mr. Senior Landon Remy. For Remy, he is one of the players on this roster that has the lowest batting average with a .188, has struggled. And I love him because he has an unusual type swing. We're going to see it right here. His first pitch on the way. Does that get down? No. Too far left for Remy as it went foul. But if you got to see it right there for a second, Remy almost has a golf swing. And I don't know if he's trying to emulate Tiger Woods, Roy McIlroy. I don't know any other golfers, so those are the only 2 you're going to get out of me. But Remy, it's unusual just because a lot of the times you don't expect people to have a low swing. Usually that tends to have a lot of balls be popped up, or you get a lot of flyouts. For Remy, I think he likes to attack the low ones. I want to see him dip down in his stance, like bend a knee. So he takes the third pitch there for a ball on the inside. As the count is 2-1. Because a lot of the times he seems like he's reaching. But I also want to see Remy. Go forward with his stance. A lot of the times he leans away, almost like he's leaning to first base. For Remy, if you stay in the box, you might have a better chance. But again, off the end of the bat's going to be a blooper into right field. And that's going to be Spriggs trying for 3. The ball gets past the third baseman. However, Mason Bradley is there to quickly stop the chaos. So Spriggs reaches third off a single that just touched the edge of the grass from Landon Remy. And that means Remy's going to get to first as well, just off of a fielder's choice. And Hud Harris is up to bat now. Hud also having a low batting average of .129. It's a great at-bat for Remy. He fought on a lot of inside balls as Hud Harris takes first pitch high. As now, if you're Mason Bradley, you're at 12 pitches. So he hasn't thrown as many as Remy did in the first, but he's around the same order number if you're looking at both the rosters. Hud for pitch number 2. Curveball on the outside. Doesn't connect. And that's something you like to see if you're Hud. However, I'm a bit scared because let me tell you, Mason Bradley, he is a force to be reckoned with. Again, this senior pitcher, Check swing. You try and throw it down to second. However, it was a fake. Spriggs did not bite on third. It was Remy that advances, so he gets a stolen base. There's a check swing from Hud Harris to maybe keep things as the count is 2-1. But for Mason Bradley, he's got a lot in his arsenal, as we're going to pause and talk about that for this next pitch. Hud Harris down the middle. Swing isn't able to get anything. And for Mason, he's got the the standard fastball, the changeup, but he also has a slider. He also has a curveball, and I believe there's one more pitch. No, it's just those four. As Hud Harris on the inside isn't able to catch it, so Mason Bradley, that fifth pitch in the count, is able to sit Hud down on the side, leaves two on base. Change of the order, ladies and gentlemen. Be back.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the top of the second. Already it's been a subtle, explosive game. First batters have reached for both teams on base, and they have followed with a strikeout as well as a few hits. However, both squads have struggled when it gets to their number 6 batter, and they've left 2 on base. However, Minford and Waverly have both scored 1, and again, this matchup's going to be a fun one. Again, earlier in the year on April 6th, they met, and it was a 7-4 victory for Minford at Minford. Now we're taking it to the Tiger Den. And if you're Waverly, what are you going to do in your home court? Well, defense bailed them out with an impressive play from Caleb Cox last time. However, they need to slow the roll on errors. They only had a couple in that first inning. However, Waverly, from what I've seen the past couple weeks, have a tendency to get a little bit anxious. They'll let the errors build on top of them. I remember against South Webster, Toller had 3 combined totals across the game, and against Western, there wasn't many. There wasn't, actually, I don't believe there was any errors. However, there was a couple close calls. I mean, Nisley wasn't able to corral the ball, I believe, against Western. Did there in the first inning. But nonetheless, Landon Remy is going to be facing off against Colt Donahue, first batter for Minford in this second. First pitch, right down the middle. Remy's going to love that. Big confidence booster for pitch number 23 for him. And for Colt Donahue, well, batting average of a .333, and he's got 2 stolen bases on the year with 2 hits. So, not a man that gets on with his offensive power. However, that's a line drive past everybody on the left-hand side of the field. And that's going to be a single for Colt Donahue to start off the second. As now
Number 13,
the 8th batter up for Minford is going to be Evan Richards. So it only took 2 hits for Colt to get on base. And again, very similar situation that we saw in the top of the first. However, Max Lauder got on for a ball, so there was a few more pitches. Now Evan Richards is the next man up. Remy tries a pickoff attempt, as he does that quite a bit for anybody on first and nobody else on base. And like we said, Evan Richards, well, he has a batting average of .100. 10 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He gets on with walks. As pitch looked like it was down the middle, called for a ball. So 1-0 is the count for Evan Richards. However, the good thing about Evan is he also has 1 stolen base. He also has 1 hit on the year as well. So for Evan, it's one of those scenarios where you're a junior. Try and get as much experience as you can heading into your last year. Remy sets, fires, and off the knob of the bat. Off the top knob, I should say. Top knob of the bat. To the Waverly dugout for a foul ball. 2-1 is the count. And Waverly just kind of settling in here. Remy, what pitch will you decide to throw? Gives a look to Colt. Winds up, down low. Evan went for it. And again, sends it to the right side of the field or right side of the Waverly campus for a foul ball, which I will say I am very impressed with this Waverly campus. It feels like a college campus. You pull in and you're like, it's nice roads. We got street signs. I'm like, I was fathomed. I was bewildered. Now as Remy sets, delivers, and it was a late swing from Richards. Contemplated on it, but in this game of baseball, you contemplate, it won't go your way. So a strikeout swinging is the stat line for Richards as the first out for Waverly Tigers. Another thing about this Minford team, they leave a lot of people on base. They have left 19 people on base across the year, and we're only halfway through. First pitch in there for a strike from Landon Remy. He is facing Curtis Glenn now, the 9th and last batter for Minford. Curtis has a batting average of .286. And for Curtis, he also has 1 stolen base with 2 hits on the year. His on-base percentage is .444, so again, this is another batter that, as you go deeper into the lineup for Minford, he will look for balls. He will look to extend and take a lot more pitches than actually act on them. He's got 7 at-bats this year with 9 plate appearances. As a low pitch right there from Remy. Maybe a bunt and steal attempt just to move the runner from Minford, but due to the lowness and Cage Alexander able to collect it quickly, no runner moved. Remy sets. Time is called from the batter, so everybody will reset in this 1-1 count. Landon Remy right back to it. Quickly into it. The bunt is there. Well, goes to the backstop. So nobody's running just yet. And now with 2 strikes, if you are Curtis Glenn, I don't believe you're going to be showing that much more because a foul tip on a bunt, you are technically out. If he does, he's going to be trusting his guts and his bat, and his coaches are going to be trusting him to get it down. But Remy quickly into this pitch. Again, another steal attempt, and he's safe. Got under the tag was Colt Donahue. I was waiting to see what the call was. It is a swung-on strike for the second out from Curtis Glenn, and the steal attempt was there. Caleb Cox jumped up high and in between his legs. He thought he got the tag in time, but he didn't, and that's Colt Donahue adding another stolen base to his season total, and that puts it at 3. And now we're back at the top of the order with Max Lauder. Had a walk on his first attempt, so for Lauder, he's an impressive one. We talked about him having a little bit more power than most on this team. .364 batting average, 4 hits. So he has a runner in scoring situation. If you're Remy, that first pitch right there in this second duel against Lauder was high and outside, maybe an attempted curveball if he has that in his arsenal. But he wasn't able to get enough grip on it and wasn't able to break back into the zone. So Remy sets, delivers for the second. Max Lauder pops it up. Cage, are you going to attempt it? And by the looks of already turning around and getting a ball from the umpire, no. So the Cars have had a wealthy fair share of action. Defense can't say so for themselves, as I believe we've had half the pitches from Remy, or close to a fourth of his pitches go outside this field. Now in a 1-1 count. Remy staring. Didn't like the calls from Cage there. Steps off for a second. Now right back to it. Looks at the runner, but he's on second, so no defense there. As pitch to the outside is called for a ball, makes it 2-1. And they're giving Colt a lot of room on second base right now. Nobody's really holding him. I get he's a left-handed pitcher, so it's an awkward pickoff move. But nonetheless, fourth pitch in there for a strike on the outside. And we're at a 2-2 count. Landon Remy goes deep in a lot of these counts. And again, Max Slaughter walked his first time up. So we haven't seen him swing much, and he is just waiting on that fastball down the middle. If you're Remy, do you give it to him here? Pitch away. Down the middle. A little bit of breaking movement to the left-hand side, and Remy gives some screams as they're going to try and score this next inning. Be back after this.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road. Botkin Hornback Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free at great...
Bottom of the second, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for maybe some more Tiger action as Minford takes the field to set up their defense. Mason Bradley on the mound. The throw is down, and since there's no runner, well, we never know if he's safe. First batter up in this inning is going to be A.J. Eblum. He is the designated hitter for Cale Nisley, at least to start this game. And again, last inning, the Tigers were able to score a run and tie it up due to the first four batters. I believe it was a sac fly from Xander Toller that, or no, it was a hit in the left field from Braylon Springs that sent Cage Alexander rounding third and coming into home. So, the first pitch from Mason Bradley is in there for a ball. And for Bradley, he's still trying to find himself. His second pitch is a pop-up. That's going to be Colby Mullins that, behind the plate, tries to deal with it, and he is not able to catch it. I thought he did, but then I looked at the umpire, and the call is no good. Incomplete pass. Colby Mullins, unfortunately, just isn't able to grab that one. And it's always an awkward timing for catchers when they got to deal with pop-ups directly above them. They're always trying to gauge the distance, especially when it's falling back down to you. It does always win the hardest, the hang time, as A.J. Eblum stays alive here. Third pitch in this count. In there for strike two. And that is now makes this count 1-2 for A.J. Eblum, who... Eblum is on the year, batting average .312. So I was looking down at my stat sheet. He's in there for strike three. Eblum thought it was low, maybe for a drop third. And now Tyler Baleen, Baleen is going to be next batter up.
Second baseman, number...
Eblin did have 5 hits on the year. I was looking to that stat, but then again, as I said, Mason Bradley was able to sit him down with 19 pitches so far through 2. And it's Tyler Baleen Been saying it wrong all game. Said it all wrong Tuesday as he was a freshman getting his first starting appearance against Western Indians. Baleen, first pitch from Bradley is low and away in the dirt. So Baleen goes up with a 1-0 count. He is the second baseman. First time we're seeing what he can do today, as Baleen has a batting average of .304 with 7 hits and 7 singles, might I add. So he is a 7-for-7 man when it comes to hitting singles. Ladies, I don't know, singles in his name, so maybe take your shot with him. Baleen takes ball 2 to the outside. Third pitch on the way. Baleen leaves it for low and away. And we're at a 3-0 count already for Tyler himself. It's Mason Bradley. Hasn't found much success so far when connecting. Slows down the pitch right there. Maybe an attempted changeup, but in there for strike 1. And now a 3-1 count to Tyler Baleen. So if you're Mason, that's going to give you enough confidence. The senior himself sets. Services the pitch. And that's going to be connected from Baleen. A pop-up to right field. Are you going to be able to catch it? You do indeed. And that is going to be Ty Borland in right field. Sorry.
15, Caden Thornsberry.
As now the last and final batter in this lineup, Caden Thornsberry. 2 outs already for Waverly. And I don't think I've highlighted Mason Bradley enough just yet for Minford. As first pitch to Thornsberry was inside, he swung on it and sent it foul. But Mason Bradley is the ace for this team. His ERA is 0. He is not allowed any earned runs, which, again, if you don't know the difference between runs and earned runs, it's earned runs don't count errors. Runs do count errors during the play or maybe the sequence, whatever happened. So Mason Bradley, stand alone, this guy is a stud. His on-base percentage is .194. They've only allowed five walks all season. They've only allowed 9 runs all season. They've only hit 3 people and 16 hits allowed all year. This 4-core roster for Minford that pitches, oof, are they nasty. But Thornsberry battling so far, a 1-2 count. 4th one is on the way. Ooh, that was a heater and a half there, but in the dirt, so it won't matter too much for Thornsberry. As you're at 25 pitches for Mason Bradley. 2-2 count. Maybe the last set of life here in this inning for them, as they are 1 more away from going back to offense. So both teams kind of emulating and replicating what they do offensively and defensively. If you're Thornsberry, what can you try and do with a swing like that to the outside? He shook his head, and unfortunately he's going back to the dugout unhappy. Ladies and gentlemen, change the things, and we'll be back in a bit.
Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips, stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's.
Remy in this battle against Borland is still trying to come with the juice. Now to 1-1 count. Scoring position due to the power that these guys have on Minford's lineup. And for Ty Borland, he's seen a lot of pitches himself. A lot of plate appearances, and his dugout is chanting him on. His ball is in the dirt. Not enough for Bradley to run, as Cage Alexander was able to stop that. And Remy, yet again in another 2-1 count but just finds himself in these situations where he's not ahead, and then always when he gets to an account that's tied up, it's somewhere at maybe even a 3-2 count. So for Remy, he's then put in a situation where he can't be as wild as he wants to be with his pitch and his location. A 2-2 here, set to deliver the fifth with Mason Bradley on second. It is Borland, the right fielder, awaiting the pitch. It's in. Borland. You're going to be able to get there. You do indeed if you're Thornsbury. And it was a hard line drive, so Bradley did not want to move. To get your first out of the inning if you're Waverly.
Crazy.
It's Carter Frazee. Frazie's a good one. As I look to my co-announcer here for the actual people sitting in the stands. That's what we're going to be going with. Carter Frazee, last time around, flied out to Braylon Spriggs in center. That fly out that allowed Ty Borland in the first to advance, or sorry, it allowed Max Lauder to back fly. So if you're Frazee, you ground out to Baleen at second, who is going to be able to get the easy out at first. It's Mason Bradley, however, so Frazee gets the 4-3 ground out, while Waverly get their second out of the inning. Colby Mullins is next up to bat, and he reached on a ground ball error first because of Baleen and him juggling the ball and the missed throw at first. So first strike from Remy is in there for called strike one. And if you're Remy, are you going to be able to leave runners on yet again? Which has been their theme all season, kind of, but the offensive power is a nice curveball in the dirt. Got Mullins strike two as he eclipsed 41 pitches there, Remy. But Minford, offensively, just they hit. They have a batting average of .312 as a whole, 25 hits as a team. As a fly ball just outside the field, so to corral it. So Mullins is battling here, anything close to the plate. For him, he is going to be swinging. Runner is on third for Minford. Attacking they are, but Remy has been precise in these situations, going back to the top of the second. Ball low and away to get strike number 3. When there was runners on first and third, or just on third, sorry. There's now a pop-up to right. Are you going to be able to get there? Spriggs is calling Thornsberry off, and he is able to catch it for 3. So again, Waverly just riding the wave of energy as they try and transition to offense.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or makehire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport & Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
Bottom of the third here in this Waverly versus Minford matchup, second time around. And for Minford, well, they sit at 1-1. They've left runners on every inning. And if you're Minford, scared of close games, however, I will say this, they haven't been in many close games. I would like to say, Gallia Academy was a 2-1 win. You're looking at Waverly last time was a 3-run game, 7-4 victory over them. South Webster was a close one, 5-4, and Wheelersburg was 9-4. So again, this Minford team hasn't faced many matches where they've had to battle in the middle of the game or kind of like have to really fight for it. But with Mason Bradley on the mound, I'm sure they have all the confidence that they are going to win this Ball on the outside is going to connect for pitch number 27, and we're at the top of the lineup. Cage Alexander didn't like that for call strike 2. So now he's already down 0-2 in the count. Bradley sets, and that's going to be a ground ball. It's a chopper. The third baseman's going to corral. Alexander is going to be called out, though. The throw is in time for the 6-3 connection. Evan Richards, the junior, to Carter Frazee, the senior, for out number 1.
Shortstop, number 24, Caleb Cox.
And let me tell you, Alexander wheels. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to beat the ball out that time. Caleb Cox next up to bat. And last time around, he bunted to get Alexander to second base. That was in the first inning, as he took ball 1 to the outside there. So for Caleb Cox, it was, I think it was second pitch bunt or maybe first pitch. Haven't seen him battle in a lot of these counts as second pitch inside for Caleb Cox. He has that leg guard for a reason. It's one of those low pitches at the ankle you never want to take as a batter. So he decided to lay off as his dugout gave him a little bit of grace for it. Caleb Cox swings under it, though, as he sent it again to the cars behind us. If he got a hold of that one, that was at least up the middle in center field. But looking at this Minford defense, their shortstop and their second baseman are ready for it. They play deep, and they are able to cover as Caleb Cox went down for that strike. I believe he tipped it, because that would have been strike number 3. However, he's in there. So Cox is battling, as Bradley has gotten a couple people with those low pitches. Oof. It is windup, but Caleb Cox called time. So for Mr. Cox himself, he is doing everything he can to slow pace. Mason Bradley, a nice hit to shortstop. He's able to corral it. Cox on the run, and the throw again is the defense. Able to fire it on over to the first baseman. And that is going to be Max Lauder, who gets the second out for Minford. So that was another 6-3 connection. Number 2. First time around, the first 4 batters had success, and right now it's not looking like that, as Spriggs almost thought about backing out. It did hit him. It did catch his jersey. That's what the umpire says. So Spriggs, first pitch on, is going to get hit by it, and he's going to jog his way down to first.
Baseman, 00, Xander Toller.
As that's another on-base little tally to him, and a little percentage as the Tank Toller gets into the box. First pitch outside. So a ball it will be. If Toller gets a hold of one, he is going to send this. Again, 12 RBIs to his name. I haven't seen Toller do much in the few here against the South Webster and the Western Indians. The Western Indians matchup. Mainly due to the fact that the first inning, after the first inning of the Western Indians match, Waverly thought to set their lower freshmen into, so that way they could get a lot. So a lot of the regular starters sat, as Toller takes ball 3 down low, and Spriggs is going to get another free base to his name. So with 2 outs inning, Spriggs advances to second on a pass ball. You got Toller in a very positive count with 3-0, maybe looking for a fastball down the middle. If you're Bradley, 34 pitches, and that may be the area to attack. As now it's inside, Toller takes it for a walk. And we got runners on first and second for Waverly right now. Landon Remy up to bat, and last time Remy hit a little blooper. A little blooper to the edge of the grass where he was able to get to first and advance a couple runners as well. So for Remy, what are you going to do here with runners in a favorable position? Just going to go on a pass ball. The throw is there. However, the third baseman juggled it in his hands, and again, Spriggs steals yet again another base. As I'm telling you, on the bases has been unhitching that trailer. I don't know what it is about Spriggs. He is just running right now, and you love to see that, as now you put your team in a scoring opportunity. So Spriggs, you know, again, one of these more experienced sophomores saying, hey, I want to put my team in, as Remy connected that deep in. Are you going to be able to get it? And the center fielder does. Curtis Glenn, the senior himself, lays out for it as Minford set aside. Get the bats out as we are in a battle here in the top of the fourth.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What do we celebrate?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with a State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road. Botkin Hornback Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly. Serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136. or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut?
Top of the fourth is about to commence, as we are going to be having the number 6 batter, Mark Napier, come up for Minford. Again, Landon Remy going deep into this game,
Napier.
already in his 4th inning at 42 pitches. So on average, you could say 10 pitches an inning, but for Remy it was a struggle in the first. A nice job in the second. He struck out 3 players, and his defense has gone through the third. So into the fourth, what will it be, as he's given up a total of 4 hits on the day. His first very low in a way to another left-handed batter. Remy just holding on to that one a far bit. Those in the other batter's box, but low is connected from Mark Napier, and Caleb Cox isn't able to corral on, as it maybe took a bad hop on him right there in the dirt. Remy saying, hey, we're good. The senior wanting to make sure his fellow senior shortstop Caleb Cox is there, as these two, really the only experienced one on this roster. Like I've said, it's Caleb Cox, Landon Remy as seniors, and then everybody else is a freshman or sophomore on this team. But nonetheless, to start off the fourth, Mark Napier got a single on a technical error to Caleb Cox. First pitch to Colt Donahue. In there. So almost eclipsing 45 pitches is Remy. And that's going to be Napier on first, who's taking big lead. Last time Napier did ground out, but now it's Colt Donahue, who in the second did get a single. So he's 1 for 1 on the day, as Remy sets to deliver pitch number 3, and it's high side for ball 3. For Colt Donahue, again, his on-base percentage is .600. Half of his batting average, half of his on-base percentage comes with his batting average. His fourth pitch in there for a strike at a 3-1 count. I'd really love to see a lot more hitters act on the 3-1, but everybody teaches them to hold off as Colt Donahue tries a little bit of a high one there. That's strike number 2, so now Remy has some confidence. You're battling here. If you're Colt, what do? Swing or take it? Been wild, but quick into the windup. The pitch is on the way, and it's called for ball 4, and that's going to be a walk.
Richards.
And Cage Alexander, there technically was a runner, but he didn't want to throw it just due to the fact that walking, you don't want to have a wild throw come out of it. So another mound visit. Remy almost coming up to 50 pitches here. And again, we're at a 1-1 game, ladies and gentlemen. We're at a 1-1 game. Hasn't been much to say for, just for the fact that it was an explosive one to start out with. Both offenses had their first 5-6 batters do really well. The second inning was strikeout city for the odds, and the top of the third has been hit, but then nothing else except for casual ground outs and your everyday strikeout as well. So we're getting into the middle stretch of this game. They're going to leave Remy in here just a tad bit longer, as we do see somebody warming the bullpen. I can't pin a number on it just yet, so we won't know who comes in for Waverly Tigers. But some shots heard over there as Remy sets. A bunt is being shown. Down in the dirt it goes. Remy delivers it, but it bobbles in and out of his glove. He didn't want to throw it to first because everybody was rounding their bases, and now it is loaded for Mr. Curtis Glenn. So Evan Richards was the one that laid down the bunt on an error by Landon Remy. Curtis Glenn now has the opportunity to blow this game wide open. As Cage Alexander stepped out behind the plate for a minute just to calm his defense, maybe give a little bit of a sign on where they want to attack. Anything in is probably coming home. First pitch inside at his feet. And if you're Cage Alexander, you can't let anything past you right now. He's only let a few balls go by him, but he's been the Great Wall of China back here, pretty much. Not a single thing has gotten by him. It's another one low in the dirt for pitch number 50 for Remy. And if you're Curtis Glenn, you need a hit here. I mean, with how Remy has been pitching, and usually him getting first couple balls and then having to come back with some fastballs down the middle, you can wait and sit on these cows. Third pitch called for a strike on the outside for Landon Remy. But Curtis last time around did strike out, so Curtis doesn't want to have the same thing happen to him, especially with runners on. Low and away yet again for pitch number 4. And we're at a 3-1 count. Landon Remy does not want to walk anybody here. You don't want to give up any free runs. Defense winds up, delivers, and Curtis fouled that ball off yet again to an outie out there. He caught the ball. I'm just kidding. It didn't hit any car. Just thought I'd keep you on the toes, audience. 3-2 count for Landon Remy. Does he attack, or does he try and get the batter to chase? Curtis Glenn has had a watchful eye so far. Bases loaded. Ball on the outside. Landon Remy puts his hands up because he thought he wanted that one. He thought it would be a strike, but it wasn't. And a walk, second one this inning, brings home Mark Napier that started this 4th inning rally. Bases loaded yet again for Max Slaughter, who walked the first time around, struck out looking the second. Landon Remy has his hands full coming into the top of the order. Pass ball, runner goes. It did bounce off of it. The timing is there, and Remy got him out. The umpire said that the tag was in time, and that was helpful because of the back. Thank you, my friend, Cage Alexander says. There's now some discussion between the first base coach and the umpire commences, but that stop, let me tell you, gave a gracious bounce to Alexander. The runner did hesitate for only a millisecond. However, Colt Donahue did get stealing home base. So everyone still advances. Runners still in scoring position. As Mark Lauder is up to bat. Pitch in there for a and we're at a 2-1 count. Landon Remy awaiting the call. Knows the runners aren't going to go anywhere without some sort of thing. Pitch down low. Cage Alexander was able to block it. He didn't corral it, but he did enough to leave it right on the doorstep of home plate. Mark just waiting. As now we're getting some discussion on what the count is. The umpire had one. Checks with his field ump, and nope, the correction is made. So we are at a 3-1 count, ladies and gentlemen. 3 balls, 1 strike. Landon Remy facing Mark Lauder for the 3rd time. This get hard. The infield is in. They don't want anything at home. They're going for that runner. It's a foul tip yet again to the Cars. So count goes to 3-2. You can see Cox playing on the grass. You can see Tyler Baleen as well as Cale Nisley. Offense is staying put. Spriggs is the only one that's shifting more towards the right, but he's in well. Just a fair bit. Toller is the only one that's playing in the dirt just because he has to be aware of any fast pull hit that goes down the third base line. So again, the defense is showing a play for home. Now if you're Evan Richards, you have to run. But the hit is in between the third baseman and the shortstop. That's going to be 1 run. Hud Harris bobbled it in the outfield, however, did get it in time. The second run of this inning for Minford is going to come off a single from Max Lauder. And that's his 2nd time on the day, his 1st hit. And something I have been a little wary of is Caleb Cox plays very far to the right for a shortstop. I'm not opposed to it, and that's hard for him to get because, again, he was playing at the grass, so there was really no time for him to get the fast ground ball. But it's one of those situations for Caleb Cox. You're showing a lot more middle infield, as now with a left-handed batter, that gets outfield, another run score, and Tyler Thornsbury isn't able to corral it, so the runner from first advances to third. And that is going to be 3 this inning for Minford as they are going to take a 4-1 lead. As Mason Bradley, again, the left-handed batter, was able to pull that one, and we are going to see a pitching change for the Waverly Tigers. Landon Remy got through 3 innings, started the 4th. And unfortunately, the can of worms has been opened. So we're going to take a quick ad break as, ladies and gentlemen, the pitcher will get his few in. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a brief moment.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have out who is on the mound. It was hard to see his number, but now that he's turned around, it is going to be A.J. Eblin. I haven't seen him personally, but with his warm-ups, he has more sidearm release. So for batters, it's going to be a little interesting to see how they deal with the trajectory, and to note, we're getting a few changes. So Remy's going to center field. He'll still be in the game. Braylon Spriggs is going to first, and that means Cale Nisley is going to be sitting. So the defense as a whole is going to be A.J. Eblin on the mound. It is going to be Cage Alexander behind the plate. We are going Braylon Spriggs at first. And then it is Tyler Baleen at second, Xander Toller at third, Caleb Cox at short, Hud Harrison left, Landon Remy in center, and Caden Thornsbury in right. So for A.J. Eblin, he is in a little bit of a sticky situation. Runners on first and third. You've had a lot of momentum. The only out came at an attempted steal at home from Colt Donahue. And now you have to face Ty Borland, who, again, has a batting average of .500, and he has 5 hits on the year, one of those being a triple. Power is here, and for Borland, he flied right last time and had a single through the gap. Borland not able to connect on, I think, what was a changeup right there. However, I think maybe the ball just hit an awkward bounce on Cage Alexander's glove. So he winces at some pain with the first strike with the first strike of A.J. Eblin's appearance. Sorry. Second pitch on the way to Ty. Eblin delivers. Runner goes. Borland doesn't swing. There's no need to. There's no need to cause the confusion. But with a curveball down low, Alexander had to stop it, so that is going to be the first ball in this count. Gage Alexander gives the signal to his defense, and yet again it looks like everybody's coming in. Caleb Cox looks like he's confused, maybe thinking, hey, what's the call from the coach? Now, this is a left-handed batter, so Baleen has to be aware of the pole at second. There it is, deep down the right field line. Is that going to stay? No. Thornsbury wasn't able to get it. And now the count comes to 1-2. We'll get some stats on Eblin here in a minute, but he is one of the few pitchers that they go to, again, when it comes to these rotational games. Obviously, when Spriggs needs a break, they aren't able to rely on him, as I think he's thrown over 300 pitches so far the season. So his arm, they don't want to max him out and hurt him. So Waverly has to rely on a lot of these young freshman pitchers that, going up against the seasoned roster, are in a lot of trouble, as that's a foul ball. Toller hustling for it. Not able to get it. A lot of hang time there, but the count is still 1-2. Runners on second and third. And Ty Borland is battling here. The third batter in the order for Minford. Pitch is on the way. Outside. Love that movement a little bit. It did shift to the left, so it makes me think he has either a two-seam or some sort of cutting slider pitch. Eblin quick to deliver for a foul ball. Now this is a 7-pitch at bat for Ty Borland. Again, he is battling And it is 2-2, the count. Borland flied to right last time. Got a single, either through the gap, went to the outfield. But he is 1 for 2 today, as that's going to be a fly ball to Remy in center. He catches it. The runner tags Remy. Slings on home. Alexander not there, but the throw to third isn't in time. Isn't in time, as the runner did come off the bag. Toller thought he had him. Everybody's safe except for Borland, who flied out to center. The runner tagged up and increases the lead. One more run. It is 5-1 here in the fourth. As Borland continues his streaks of flyouts today to center fielders and right fielders. Carter Frazee is up. And Frazee so far is 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to center and a ground ball to Baleen. See his batting cleanup for this crew. Nice little off speed to connect on the outside right there for Ebleen. Runner is in scoring position if there's an error. He's on third, but a routine ground ball and you're out of this inning if you're Waverly. Pitch on the inside, right down the first base line. Spriggs is there for the corral. And finally, Waverly can get out of the inning. So, ladies and gentlemen, will your Waverly Tigers try and attack on offense? Can they get anything going? We'll see in a bit.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or makehire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should.
Bottom of the fourth here. The score is 5-1 as a can of worms did get open from the side of Minford Falcons. It was their snack. Will it be a treat? They got 3 more innings to find out. And if you're Waverly Tigers, well, the ferociousness has been quelled so far. The first inning was successful. The third inning was successful with a 2-out rally, but it didn't amount to much. With 2 runners left on base, a couple flyouts and ground balls to start the inning, and it kept everything at a neutral standing. But now the score is 5-1. Hud Harris is the starting batter here for this inning. He is the number 6 batter, and Mason Bradley is still on the mound for Minford Falcons. He is only at 35 pitches, so again, he is coasting. This senior also has a lot of experience, and he can go into deep innings, especially with probably his arm strength and how well he has built up that attrition. But in a 2-0 count, it's in there for sure. Now Harris stands at 2-1 count. Hud Harris got on the year, 1 double and 3 singles on the year, I should say. As now the count is 3-1 with that ball. Bradley sets, delivers inside for a strike. Harris thought it was going to be ball 4. He was already walking his way to first. Now he has to battle. I will say the umpire loves the inside, and he's been a little iffy on the outside. But Harris And that one swung and away. Not able to catch anything. So first out of the inning for Waverly Tigers is going to come at a swinging strikeout from Hud Harris. 3-2 count it was. And A.J. Eblin, the pitcher that just came in, is going to be batting. Last time around, A.J. Eblin did strike out looking. Where's first pitch for a nice little base? Hit by pitch is Eblin, so he will happily take the free one. As that is going to move things right along to Tyler Baleen.
Second baseman.
Top of the fourth, and you have a runner on if you're Waverly. Now I think a pinch runner can be used. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if the standard rule for high school is that there's 2 outs, you have to or not. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. At least that's what the coach was talking about. So we might see a pinch runner as we get that. But Tyler Baleen, last time around we saw him was in the second inning. He flied out to right, and it was one of those quicker innings. However, Baleen on the year, I like him. Again, I'm going to call him 7 for 7. 7 hits, 7 singles, as he looked at strike one right there. So no pinch runner. That was the 41st pitch for Mason Bradley. So again, it was that curve ball that connects on the outside. Always love to see that, as it's a left-handed pitcher on a right-handed batter. And those are always the hardest pitches to hit as a right-hander. Anything that's away any pitch that's away and then comes back in on the outside of the plate is so hard for any hitter that has to reach it. Why? You're not expecting it to. It's already starting out of the zone. As Baleen swung on strike 3 right there, and he's going to go back to the dugout. It was quick 2 outs already for Bradley.
Thornsberry.
So we talk about Minford and them really not having to be in a lot of situations and a lot of games where they have to fight for it. Well, this is the resolve of a team that has 6 senior starters on their roster. They open it up and then just seems to get all the confidence going. But Caden Thornsberry up to bat. A nice little blooper in center, maybe? Well, that is going to be Curtis Glenn happily jogging to get the out. So a quick 3-4 up, down scenario if you're Minford, and they are going to get right back on offense after this.
Be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport & Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What are we celebrating?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road. Botkin Hornback Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BotkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your hometown Chevy is proud.
Top of the fifth here in Waverly Tiger Nation. And, well, as they say, Tiger Town. As Minford is going to be up to bat yet again. It's going to be Colby Mullins, who is 1 for 2 on the day. He reached on an error in the first, flied out to center in the third. And now to start the fifth for Mullins, he takes pitch 1 as a foul ball. Again, Eblin did come in right there in that sticky situation. He only allowed 1 more run, which is why it was 5-1 here. And I like what Eblin's got so far. Got some stats on him during the break, as a bunt was shown for a ball there. But Eblin, so far through the year, he's only pitched 5 innings. His ERA is 5.2. He's only allowed 4 runs that have actually counted for him. Again, earned runs against the pitcher are 4. However, with the errors counted into it through the sequences, 11 runs have been gained against Eblin. He's only allowed 5 hits, and he only has 1 walk. His strikeouts, I believe, are 4 on the year. So I'm excited to see what happens as a fly ball to center. That's Landon Remy still in the game. Corrals that for out number 1, and Colby Mullins still continues yet again to hit fly ball after fly ball to center field. So a good way to start it. However, if you're Eblin, this is where the bottom half of the order came alive in the 4th inning for Minford Falcons. Napier started it out with a nice single to left field as he shows bunt, but isn't able to keep that in play. And it was Napier's single to first, a walk on Colt Donahue, and then just consecutive walks from the Minford Falcons that got them that 4-run stretch in the 4th inning. As Eblin with a nice little change of pace right there on the outside, in there for a strike. But again, Eblin is a nice little reliever. He's got 1 save on the season, so he comes in and he's one of the more trusted, as a nice little curveball connects for the strikeout. That is number 2. You got him looking if you're Eblin. Napier goes down, and Donahue is up. I love the last name Donahue. Such a fun little name to say. Donahue. Who? Who is it, Donahue? Now number 14 steps in. He is actually 2 for 2 on the day, technically with a walk. Nice little curveball. Eblin's been connecting all over the plate for that. And you like to see that. On a left-handed batter, he connects with the curve on the outside. A right-handed batter, he's able to get it break away towards the right-hand side of the plate. There's another curveball, just didn't connect right there. It might be a curveball or a slider. They're very similar pitches. For the audience at home that doesn't know the difference, curveball breaks more down, slider breaks more away. And if you have a curveball that kind of does both and it looks really smooth, that's a 12-6 curve. There's different curveballs depending on the different release angle of the pitcher. But now Eblin comes back with the fastball high and away. Isn't able to connect for pitch number 15. Is where the 2-1 count here. But again, Colt Donahue has 2 for 2 on the day with a hit down the left field line, or with a hit through the gap on the left side of the field and a walk. He has reached base twice. It's another ball to the outside for Eblin. So 3-1 is the count. As that was at his head right there. Donahue, whether he ate it or took it, whether he ate it or, decided to dodge it, it was going to be a walk nonetheless. So why avoid the bruise when you can? As Donahue yet again reaches on a walk, as he did in the 4th inning. Evan Richards had a little dribbler to second base last time. He was able to reach it off a fielder's choice as high in the air, but is behind us, as looking in the sky like, hey, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a foul ball. So Eblin hasn't faced these 4 batters yet. He got to face the top of the order in the top of the 4th. So if you're Waverly Tigers and if you're AJ Eblin, it's a clean look, as well as the batters. So we might see some more walks, some more takes, as calls time. And the runner advances. I know it was a balk, but just waiting for the discussion to happen, as I can see the give a little bit of movements. I believe they're saying AJ Eblin started on the mound with the ball in his glove, which isn't allowed. You're not allowed to start in it, take it out, and then put it back in. As a nice little changeup right there for strike 2. The count is 0-2. So Eblin now has a runner on second due to a balk. He pitches. Nice little curveball. It's a knobber on the top. Caleb Cox has to come in and get it. He gets him out at first and sets the inning aside. So Waverly, a quick 1-2-3 up-down inning. Maybe some juice can get flowing to the bats.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
Bottom of the 5th here, as Waverly tries to make a 4-run comeback. It was the 4th inning that got out of hand for them, and there is no better way to do it than the 3rd time around. Cage Alexander back up to bat again. The offense has stagnated after the 1st for Waverly. They tied the game. It was 1-1, and then it was defense throughout the next 2, and then Minford blew it open. Can Waverly do it again? The coach trying to fire them up was aggressive. Cage Alexander starts out. That boy's deep, but it's a little bit too high. As again, Curtis Glenn, another fly ball in his mitt, isn't going to let it go by him for out number 1. So Cage Alexander,
number 24, shortstop, Caleb Cox.
Basically hit it right to Curtis Glenn, and that's going to leave Caleb Cox up to bat now. First pitch at bat for Alexander. Doesn't want to waste any pitch, as now Cox. First pitch there, grounder to shortstop. It's a little bit of a bobble. Cox can beat it out, but the throw is there in time. It is indeed. The 6-3 connection again. Max Lauder. Oh, he's quick on shortstop. Nice little reach from Carter Frazier as well.
Number 12.
As the pitch was almost going to his right, Frazier got it in time. So it's another top of the order. Quick at-bat, 2 outs for Waverly yet again. And now Braylon Springs pops it up to shortstop. Max Lauder has had an active inning, calls him off. 1 up, 1 pitch. 2 up, another 1 pitch. Basically, an up-down inning, and it only took 3 pitches. Mason Bradley had a nice one. Top of the 6th. Be back in a bit.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport and Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What are we celebrating?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair?
And they are closing in on a W. The second time around they have faced Waverly, but there is still 2 more innings to play. Top of the 6th here. Nice little curveball. Eblin gets of it. Curtis Glenn tried to come in on it fast, but wasn't able to whip it over there in time, as Glenn has some wheels by a decent bit. So Max Lauder is gonna see the plate one more time, as we are in the top of the 6th. And last time around, again, the top of the 4th inning, this is where we really start to see them get some. Oh, actually, it was the back half of the order, but continued it, as we're in there for strike 1. A.J. Eblin, who, again, he did on the season, he had 5 strikeouts. I know I said 4 last. He has 5 strikeouts, as there's some confusion going on between the calls. Cage Alexander steps off, or sorry, A.J. Eblin steps off, and Cage Alexander goes out to the mound to discuss. Is a change, we believe, at second base. Landon Thompson, another freshman coming in, Tyler Baleen, who I'm assuming they're only pulling him just in case they need to have another pitcher on standby. I'm assuming Spriggs pitched against Wheelersburg. Spriggs did not. So I thought he would have been too tired to play this game. That's why I'm assuming we might have a pitch on Waverly's hand. A pickoff attempt for A.J. Eblin, as I'm assuming that's what the discussion was about. But again, Curtis reached on a short dribbler. He's able to beat it out. Bunt shown. It is popped up from Max Lauder. And if you're A.J. Eblin, you field it cleanly. Just easy out at first. Don't try and do anything fancy, but that was because Glenn was already halfway to second base when he got the ball. So Lauder, sack bunt, lays it down for the 1-3 connection for Waverly. That is going to be the first out of the inning. You always take an easy out if you're Waverly. Now Mason Bradley, the pitcher, has had an exceptional back half of a game on the mound for him. At the plate, he's done well as well. So he struck out in the first. He got walked in the third, and he had a nice little line drive ground ball-ish that through the gap on the right side of the field. So if you're freshman Landon Thompson, be ready because he pulled it last time. And A.J. Eblin was low, so it was in there for a ball. Bunt showing, you connect on it there for Mason Bradley, but not enough to put it forward. So you have a foul. Count goes to 1-1. Minford starting to go to a small ball tactic here. Want to get their runners in scoring position and then rely on that power. They didn't start the game with small ball, but they're trying to do it now. As the runner on second, Curtis Glenn showing a lot of room. A.J. Eblin connects on the outside for strike number 2. Now on a 1-2 count, he can be aggressive here. Throw that curve ball or the changeup. I would love a changeup here against Mason Bradley. Or a curveball because they're trying to go small ball, but with a 1-2 count, that's not on. A.J. Eblin sets. That's Mason Bradley that connects yet again to right field on a ground ball. And Thornsberry just bobbled on it, allowing the runner to round third and score from second base. So Mason Bradley, a single RBI for him, goes in the book. And this, I don't know if this is an experience thing. I'm assuming it is because of the freshman on. But when we got a left-handed batter, we need shortstop holding the guy on second, and we need the second baseman to at least be putting on some sort of a shift. You should always be expecting some sort of a shift when there's a batter up towards their preferred side because everybody pulls it. It's natural. As we see a pull here that hits the gap yet again from Portland. And you advance the runners once more. So we've had 2 left-handed batters. We've had 2 guys hit it through the gap between the first baseman and baseman. And now we see Spriggs tell Johnson, hey, Thompson, we need to scoot over a little bit so that way we're there in time for the balls. But Bradley moves to second. And we got Frazier up, who is able to connect with a line drive into right field. Thornsberry is able to collect it. Everybody moves up 1 base yet again. Minford. And the last 2 batters that have had success on a first pitch swing. That was Frazier. Colby Mullins is up to bat next, who has flied out his last 2 attempts to center field. And he also reached on an error first. But with no outs in this inning, we're going to see a change to Colby Cox on the mound now. A.J. Eblins, you did your best, and you got through the day as, gosh dang, Colby Cox had a lot of accessories. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let the pitcher warm up, and we'll be back after this.
Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road. Bodkin Hornbeck Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BodkinHornbeckFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips. Stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to court.
Colby Cox enters the mound. He is going to be warming up his last few pitches here. A little bit on Colby Cox again. We're seeing a little bit more of a pitcher play due to Spriggs probably taking a break in between games. Colby Cox has pitched 4 innings. He's only allowed 4 hits, only 2 against him, only 1 earned run. So again, I'm going to remind you guys at home, an earned run is one that is scored on a pitcher without an error or any sort of error that happened through the sequence. But continuing on that, Caleb Cox, sorry, I want to say Colby Cox. Caleb Cox, he hasn't allowed a walk and he has 2 strikeouts on the year. His ERA is 1.75, mainly due to the fact that I'm assuming he has only come in for half innings here and there. So Caleb Cox is going to enter the round. We have some more changes to the infield. Knisely's back in at first. Spriggs moves to second, and I think that is that is Tyler Baleen back in at shortstop. So you move around the infield once more if you're Waverly. 1 run did score this inning, which is why we did see the change for Waverly Tigers. They don't want to let it get out of hand too quick, as that 4th inning really dealt a lot of damage to them. 4 runs were scored in it. Now 1 here in the 6th. The score is 6-1. And you're looking at yourself, scratching your head as maybe A.J. Eblin could have been on the mound a little bit longer with 27 pitches to his name. Has to go out of this game. Again, with left-handed batters, there's just they were pulling it. They were the pitch. They got the timing. They were shooting the get between the first baseman and the second baseman. Thompson, due to his maybe inexperience with the game, not having that knowledge of saying, hey, I need to shift to left more. Caleb Cox, you need to hold the runner on second if there is one there. But now we got bases loaded for Bobby Mullins, who missed a fly out to center the last 2 times and reached on a grounder in first. So Caleb delivers the first pitch. It's a strike down the middle. There was a little tip, not enough to change the direction of the ball. And you're in there for an 0-1 if you're Caleb Cox. Mullins stands menacingly. Delivers the pitch down low. Gets him to chase as well. So, first two pitches, first 2 strikes for Caleb Cox. And he does have a win as well to his team. So, he came in somewhere in the season, finished out the last 3 innings without allowing a run, as you connect there if you're Mullins, but to the foul ball you go yet again. So Caleb Cox does have consistency. His arm is warmed up, obviously playing short. He's the few good throwouts from shortstop to first base on a ground ball every now and then. And that was in the 4th. That was in the 4th inning. He had a ground ball in the 1st inning he had to face. So Caleb Cox has had his appearance. A pass ball, runner goes home. Alexander, the throw is there, but Caleb Cox just not able to keep it in his glove, and there was a lot of contact on that slide right to Caleb Cox's knee as he was shaken up by it. It was in his glove. It wasn't in there like swimwear, as that run will score, and that was Mason Bradley, the pitcher, who steals home. Gets another run to extend this to a 7-1 lead with only 1 out this inning. Ty Borland advances the third. Carter Frazee advances the second. Now first base is open, so runners don't have to run technically. Pitch is in. Mullins connects on it, third base. Toller throws down to first, and he's able to get it. So great job corralling that one. He even gave a look back at the runner. Colby Mullins grounds out for a 5-3 connection on Waverly. They get their second out, and they're one more away. Getting out of this inning with little damage done. As Mark Napier is to bat. First pitch inside is called for a ball. Again, great job by Toller. We've seen him, especially against South Webster, have a very difficult time on third base, but he was able to quickly snag that one. As out into the outfield that line drive is. I think that's Remy coming in. Oh, Remy has a cannon on him, so he was able to stare down that second runner. But regardless, a single RBI for Mark Napier, as it was a nice hit. It brought in Ty Borland, and that's going to extend it 8-1 here. 2 outs to go, or sorry, 2 outs, 1 out to go, and Colt Donahue is up. Runner goes on first pitch strike. And it's Colt Donahue that took it. So due to that single RBI from Mark Napier, Carter Frazier moves to third. And because of that, Mark also stole second base there on that last pitch. Second one in there for strike number 2. Got Colt chasing. Now you got runners on second and third again. If you're Caleb, you don't want to give him anything. Down the middle. A nice moving pitch. Bounced off the bat and Cage Alexander for a foul ball. So 0-2 is the count still. The score is 8-1. And we're going to take this time for a foul ball. Cage Alexander is going to go out, talk to his pitcher, not have to burn a little bit of time. Caleb Cox is only at 6 pitches so far. He's done a fabulous job coming in right now on the top of the 5th inning. Third pitch on the way, and he gets him looking. Sit him down, son, Waverly. Going to their last life here. No, not last life. Second to last life. Be back in a bit.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Looking for a rewarding career with a global leader? Kirchhoff Automotive, a family-owned company, offers you the chance to grow and succeed. Kirchhoff Automotive in Waverly is hiring now with starting wages from $18.83 to $20.33 an hour. Visit our career website today for more information.
0, Xander Toller.
The bottom of the 6th, their second to last life, Waverly. Now on the brink of losing this match, and they're going to have the Tank Toller step up to the plate. Mason Bradley still in the game, connects on the outside for pitch number 45. And to be honest, Waverly, after the first inning, it hasn't been much, but they've been connecting as second pitch to the outside. That's just a great job setting up the first, sets up the first one for the second. A cutter, not even a cutter, a slider away. As Toller has had a hard time with the outside of the zone. That ball way too far outside to be called a strike as it hit the backstop. But they've had, the top of the order's had success. It's just been ground balls, flyouts, and the bottom of the order has struggled with strikeouts back-to-back innings. Toller swings on an outside pitch for strike 3, and he goes back to the dugout unhappy.
Center fielder, number 16.
Landon Remy, last time flied out to 8th. Or, sorry, flied out to center field. Number 8 is the position for center field. But as I was saying, like the bottom of the 2nd, it was 3 strikeouts. The bottom of the 4th, there was a strikeout to start out, a hit by pitch, but then 2 consecutive outs right after that. So it's just been stagnated offense. The top of the order has given you something, but even then, the defense for Minford has prevailed. Remy, what can you do? Strike, outside corner, the ump gives it to Bradley. And another thing about Bradley is, I talk about how good he is, the ERA he has. He has 17 strikeouts on the year as well. Second pitch, down low, Remy chased. Pitch number 50, and he's at an 0-2 count. Minford has a star right here on the backs of Mr. Bradley. Pitch number 3, down the middle, Remy connects but sends it right behind us for a foul ball. So you're getting to the bottom half of the order, where Remy, the senior, started out this game on the mound, delivered a crucial first 3 innings, swings on an outside one there for a pop-up. Max Lauder running, trotting to go get that one for the second out. A fair bit of ways, but he called off the third baseman.
Pinch hitting for the Tigers, number 44.
And we got a pinch hitter here. Number 44 for Hud Harris. Brock Burdett, who only got his first few appearances on Tuesday against Western Indians. Down the middle, connects, line drive. It did touch the dirt first. Can he beat out the throw? It's in there in time for another 1-2-3 inning for Mason Bradley. So, Waverly Tigers, they have to stand tall, not allow any more runs if they want a chance at winning this one in the bottom of the 7th. Last inning. Here we go, ladies.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
At Ryle, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Since 1992, Sport & Shoes on West Emmett Avenue has been your go-to for custom screen printing, embroidery, and footwear that fits your vibe. Head to 613 West Emmett Avenue or call 740-947-9309 for personalized apparel and shoes that tell your story.
We are going out tonight.
But I just put my comfy pants on. What are we celebrating?
I just bundled our home and auto insurance with the State Farm agent and saved us money.
Huh?
Contact Megan Carroll at State Farm Insurance. Call 740-775-6634.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern?
Top of the 7th here in Tiger Town, and the Tigers are looking a little defeated coming into the top of the 7th. It is 8-1, and Minford has had an offensive stint in the 4th as well as the 6th inning to get them to the 7-run lead, as it is going to be Colt Donahue. Sorry, no, not Colt Donahue. Evan Richards. Colt Donahue was the last out last inning. So Evan Richards is the first batter up. And he's going to send a ground ball right up the middle, and it beats the gap. Evan Richards, first pitch, first swing. And he gets a single for him.
Glenn.
As now it is going to be Curtis Glenn stepping up. So again, Caleb Cox is on the mound for Waverly. He has come in. He has only pitched when needed. He is the usual shortstop, and he's a senior as well. During the warm-up, I mean, he's got good speed. Like, he can whip it in there, but just like every other pitcher, when you try and give a little bit more juice and you try and be like Paul Skeens, it's going to go a little bit more wild. So, Caleb Cox, what do you have in store for us as pinch runner is coming in? And Curtis Glenn up to bat now. He is technically 2 for 3 on the day with 1 walk added in. I don't know if they usually count walks, but a grounder to short, maybe for a double play. Is it in there in time? He's called safe at first. So Waverly only gets 1 with that little grounder.
Water.
And Curtis Glenn is going to reach on fielder's choice. And that is Evan Richards that unfortunately dealt the fate of Tyler Baileen's choice on shortstop. As a pickoff attempt tried to happen there, Nisley wasn't able to catch it. Runner goes to second, and he's in there standing. So Curtis Glenn taking advantage of the pass ball on first, and Nisley again not able to catch it. As a pickoff attempt. Gage Alexander gives the call to his team. Top of the 7th here. And we got Max Slaughter yet again for the 5th time today. The first inning he walked. Second inning, he struck out. The 4th inning, he had a nice little line drive grounder, as I call him, right into the gap, and he does it yet again. Remy tries to get him quickly. Caught the runner rounding third. Are you going to throw it home? You do indeed. It's a bobbled toss. It's a low toss. It's in the dirt, and Max Slaughter is already on third. So a missed opportunity for an out right there from Waverly. And Curtis Glenn scores from second. Max Slaughter, nice line drive to center field. And he is on third with technically a single because of Landon Remy's choice. He just rounded all the bases, you know what I'm saying? Curtis Glenn scores, extends this lead 9-1 now. And Mason Bradley, the other pitcher, has had a day himself as well. 5th time we're seeing him. It's in there for strike 1 from Caleb Cox for his 10th pitch. Mason Bradley struck out in the 1st inning, had a walk in the 2nd. A nice little ground ball that went to the outfield in the 4th and did the same thing in the 6th inning. So if you're Braylon Spriggs, be ready. Nice little change of pace there from Caleb Cox. Gets it for a half-check swing, strike 2. While Minford has left a lot of people on base, their score has also resulted in kind of dismissal of that stat. And I'm assuming that was a ball. low from Caleb Cox there. Sets for the 4th pitch. Bradley connects, and that's going to be getting down in left field. Hud Harris just not able to get there in time as it was a little floater. So an RBI single yet again for Mr. Senior Mason Bradley.
Borland.
Ty Borland up to bat. You score if you're Max Slaughter. 10-1 is the score line for Minford. This game has gotten out of hands and going to be cranked to right field if you're Borland, but he flies out yet again. So Borland only had success for 2 innings. He's 2 for 5 on the day with flyouts to right field twice and center field. That is going to be the 2nd out of the inning for Waverly Tigers. Carter Frazee up to bat now. Inside pitch from Caleb Cox. That is a very big lead that Mason Bradley has. Well, not big, sorry. That's his follow-through when the pitch comes in. Carter Frazee to second base. Nice grounder for Spriggs. Easy does it. Last life. You're standing on your legs if you're Waverly. Can you make something happen? We'll find out after this.
Looking to buy or sell in Southern Ohio? Trust the name that knows the market, Todd Harris Realty. Whether it's your first home, dream property, or land to build your future, Todd Harris and his team bring experience, integrity, and results to every deal.
Need tires, an oil change, a quick repair? Waverly Tire and Auto Repair has you covered. Located at 716 West Emmett Avenue, we've been keeping Waverly rolling with honest service, fast turnaround, and fair prices. Waverly Tire and Auto, where trust meets the road. Bodkin Hornback Funeral Home, serving our communities with dignity, compassion, and care when it matters most. Visit BodkinHornbackFunerals.com to learn more. For generations, Boyer Funeral Home has served Waverly and Piketon with compassion and care. From traditional services to cremation, we're here for you 24/7. Call 740-947-2161 or visit BoyerFuneral.com.
For all your financial needs, trust the First National Bank of Waverly, serving the community with personal service you can count on. Call 740-947-2136 or visit thefirstnational.com today.
Need a great haircut, fast and fuss-free? At Great Clips, no appointment is needed. Check real-time wait times online or in the app. Then walk in and get the haircut you want when you want it. Great Clips, stylish, affordable, convenient. Find your nearest salon today.
Your hometown Chevy is proud to bring you.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low. It's the top of the bottom of the 7th. Waverly are down 10-1 here. And it's Cale Nisley, the number 7 hitter, that is going to have to try and spark something against a veteran of a man, Mason Bradley, who has pitched 51 pitches. And he's still in this game. Number 52 is, looked like it was in the dirt, but it's called a strike. As Nisley is conferring with the umpire about what the pitch looked like. Again, it's been a struggle for Waverly. They started out the game good. They responded with a run to tie things up, and other than that, it's been ground ball after ground ball, fly ball after fly ball. A nice opposite field hit from Nisley. That's going to result in a single. So from the number 7 hitter, that's what you love to see. Nice little oppo hit. I will say this. That is Curtis Glenn. Or no, Colt Donahue that almost snagged that ball. So he's got this whole Minford team has wheels on them when it comes to the defensive. Nonetheless, Tyler Baleen is up. He is 1 for... Well, he's 0 for 2 today with a fly out to right and a strikeout as well. So, third time around, what can he do? And he takes ball 1 down the middle. Knisley on first base. Probably not going to get much of a lead because of Mason Bradley being a left-handed pitcher, as second ball is high, mainly just high. Not only due to that, just Mason Bradley has such a quick pitch time and quick pitch motion. Once the batter's in there, he's set, deliver, throw as it's in there for a strike on the outside. So if you're Ballin, you have no time to dilly-dally. You better be ready and go. Bradley sets, delivers again. It's low in the dirt for pitch number 56 here. And are we starting to see Bradley run out of gas? Well, I personally would like to see this guy finish a game. I haven't seen a pitcher start a game and finish it, as strike number 2's inside to Ballin. I know Waverly wouldn't like to see him in this game any longer because he's given them problems all throughout this game, as Bradley strikes Ballin out. It could have been it wasn't going to be a drop third because first base was already occupied. So it is Caden Thornsberry that is coming up to bat here. You have 2 outs remaining if you're Waverly. One of the assistant coaches, Jeff Davis or Tim Frederick, I don't know which one is which. One's on third, one's on first. Giving Thornsberry some confidence here as Knisley is starting to get a little bit of a bigger lead. Bradley delivers. Thornsberry connects. Maybe a double play to end things. There's the out at second. A pass ball at first. Thornsberry's going to stay there. And Cale Knisley is the second out of this inning on a fielder's choice.
Catcher, number 10, Cage Alexander.
A 6-4 connection is going to bring this one step closer for Minford. As Cage Alexander is starting at the top of this order, he connects, and again, Cage Alexander is a first pitch hitter. He does not let many go. Grip it and rip it, you may say, is his motto when it comes to batting. And he's been successful. I love the pop this guy has. Got a shot the gap at the first. He had a ground ball that unfortunately wasn't out, and a fly out. It was a deep one. Takes the second pitch for a ball, and now Bradley's starting to encroach on 60 pitches here. Cage Alexander has been his biggest enemy and his biggest rival, but third pitch on the way. Alexander not able to connect on that one as it was a curveball down. So a nice pitch for Bradley, and that's what you need to do when you got a very high contact hitter. Use that arsenal. And he's finally warmed up. We're starting to see Bradley at his best. Fourth pitch on the way. Outside. We're at a 2-2 count now. 61 pitches for Bradley on the day. Last life for Waverly. You got Thornsberry on first, who is a speedster. Do you attempt steal? Well, we're going to take a pause real quick. Alexander takes a breath as he knows he's down to 2 strikes, so it is anywhere close to this plate needs to be swung on. Thornsberry better be on his horse too, because you can get out at second. Cage Alexander swings. That's going to be an oppo hit. Are you going to be able to get there in time if you're Cage? Did he beat him out? He didn't. So Colt Donahue again. Another ground ball that he was able to snag and sends it on over to Frazier's way for out number 3. That is going to be it for the Waverly Tigers. Minford win this one with the help of their defense. The score is 10-1, and it was the 4th inning that helped them. It was the 6th inning later that got them the rest of the reserves that they needed to start it off. It was a 1-run game for both squads after the first. The 2nd and 3rd innings, you might as well kiss those goodbye. Strikeouts, ground balls, routine plays happen. The 4th inning, it was an explosion that started with the bottom half of the order. Mark Napier had a single into left. Donahue got walked. Richards got walked. Glenn got walked. Max Lauder said, hey, see this? I'm going to send one into left too for an RBI single. Mason Bradley got one to the right side of the field, and then it was just fly out, ground out. The damage had been done, though. Waverly felt it, and it was a hard one. For Waverly Tigers, again, they had a nice first inning as well. Cage Alexander started things off with a nice single into center. And then after that, it was, hey, let's advance the runner. Let's make sure we get that one run in. But after that, strikeouts, 1, 2, 3 innings, and then flyouts and ground balls were snagged by the Minford defense. They only allowed 4 hits today, and they left 6 runners on base. That stellar defense is the reason why they won, as well as the 10 runs and the 15 hits that they accumulated, and the one man that literally stopped this Waverly offense. His name was Mason Bradley. What a defensive juggernaut alone he is, but as well backed by the senior Max Slaughter, the sophomore Colt Donahue, the shortstop and second base duo, as well as Curtis Glenn, the senior, and Ty Borland, the right fielder, the center fielder, had their hands full when the pop-outs went their way. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, Minford come in away as the challengers. They do business like usual. I will tell you, Waverly put up a fight, but it was a pitcher relay nonetheless. And Remy had the start, Cox had to finish, and they leave with a 10-1 loss. They are going to be on the road the next game. I believe it's this weekend, as I pull up the schedule. Yes, they are going to be playing South Webster on the 20th. So that'll be, I believe, Monday, if I have my days correctly. And they are going to be at South Webster. That is it's not technically a conference game, but they are in their conference. And then they are going to be on the road they're going to be home against Portsmouth West, home against Valley, home against Meggs. And then it's really the final third, the final fourth is where you get a lot of home games at Wheelersburg, at Uniota, at Oak Hill, at Logan Elm. So, again, this Waverly squad, they are just going to try and keep their spirits high as they are ending the back half of their season. My name is Dante Appling. Ladies and gentlemen, I covered today's game, and I had the help of the crew from Total Media Sports. Corbin, our producer, and our camera lady, who I didn't catch her name. Thank you to all of them, and thank you for watching. Have a good night. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.